Hello and welcome to the English 10P, English 12P, and English 12 orientation for Valley Oaks Charter School. This is Bunge, and I will be the teacher for these courses. So if your student is in English 10P, English 12P, or English 12, then you are at the correct orientation. Below on this screen, you will see both of my email addresses, kabunge@kern.org or kabunge@valleyoakscharterschool.org. The first email address is my email address through the school district. The second email address is my email address through Valley Oaks' Google account. All of the students have a Valley Oaks Google account, and the teachers have one as well. Your students can communicate with me through either email address, or they could email me work through either email address. So either email address will work just fine. Your students will be attending class with me online through Zoom this semester. But you can also the students can also get extra support, extra tutoring. The school has tutoring every Thursday from 9 o'clock to 12:30, and that's going to be by appointment so that I know which students are coming at what time, and I can be sure to have enough time to devote to each student individually. If your student needs extra help on other days, I'm always here. Your student's welcome to communicate with me, and you're welcome to communicate with me as well. I will help your students Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays by appointment as well. According to the master schedule, classes will be held in the mornings, so the afternoons would be an excellent time for individual one-on-one tutoring for any class. Have your students just email me. We also will be communicating through Remind, and I will teach your students how to connect with their classes on Remind, and they can communicate with me that way as well. I do have one class rule, is always be respectful. The students will be respectful of one another when we are together in our class on Zoom. All right. And then they will also have academic expectations of Valley Oaks Charter School with academic honesty and to do their own work. The students will be turning in their work through Google Classroom or turnitin.com. Turnitin.com is a website used for essays, formal writing assignments. Other assignments will be turned in through Google Classroom. This year, their work will be organized on the computer. Typically, I have them organize their work in a binder, but this year we're doing everything online. So I highly suggest that on their student Google accounts that they have through Valley Oaks, they need to set up a folder for English. And then within that folder, they can have subfolders for their articles of the week. That's what AOW is. For their unit portfolios, for their formal writing assignments, which will be their essays, and for oral presentations. Under their unit portfolios, that's where they will be doing a lot of their other work. Their reading comprehension, their vocabulary, and all of the work that goes with their portfolio, they will just put together in a single document. They will type up their work and then upload the document that has that work and attach it to that assignment on Google Classroom. And I will be walking your students through this first day of school. Please make sure they have a computer with internet access. If they need a binder to help them keep organized with notes, that's fine. If they want to keep everything on the computer, that's fine. If they need to write, then they need papers, pens, pencils, highlighters. I suggest they still get these supplies so that they can make flashcards for their vocabulary. They can do pre-writing for their essays, pre-writing and planning for their oral presentations and such. They also will need to have their textbook available to them. And they will get that from the front office when their textbooks are checked out to them. There will be weekly reading quizzes on their literature. So they will read a story or two in a week, and then they would come back to class. They will need to complete their weekly reading quizzes, and that will be through Google Forms, and that assignment will be attached to the Google Classroom. And they will just log on to Google Classroom, click on that assignment, and complete that assignment. At the end of every unit, which will be approximately every 4 to 5 weeks, Their portfolio will be due, and they will take their unit test. Again, their unit test will be through Google Forms, just like their quizzes, and they'll complete that on Google Classroom. I will post a Google Classroom every week, and that will detail the homework that they should accomplish that week, and it will break it down by day. With this being a homeschool program, if you need to have your week be a little bit more flexible, that's entirely up to the family. All work will be due the following week. Online classes, the students are expected to attend to every class, even though they're online, so that they can take notes and they can communicate with me, and I can help them get the work turned in, help them complete the work they have for the next week, and so on. Grades will be updated weekly in Aries. Grade breakdown for the semester. Their articles of the week and any classwork will be 10% of their grade. Most of their grade will be quizzes and tests. 15% will be portfolios, 20% for essays, and 5% for oral presentations. Every week they will be assigned an article of the week. The purpose of this assignment is to help them work on their annotating skills. When they move on to college or any education after high school, they will be allowed to write in their textbooks. So being able to annotate and highlight the key points, that's a very important skill, and that is the purpose of the articles of the week. Plagiarism is absolutely not tolerated at Valley Oaks. So in my class, we will be following the Valley Oaks procedure for plagiarism. The first time that the student plagiarizes, it will be an F on the assignment. The second time, they will fail the course for the semester. And the third time, they may possibly be removed from Valley Oaks. Each time that any plagiarism happens, it is logged in their CUME folders. So I will be teaching them to cite their own words so that we avoid plagiarism. They will need some internet accounts for our class. They will need to sign up for Google Classroom and join our class on Google Classroom. They will need to sign up for Remind.com. Remind is a great way for me to post reminders for the whole class, and they can ask quick questions on Remind.com. The conversation is simply between the student and the teacher. They can also email me, of course, but I do want them signed up for Remind.com to get the reminders. Turnitin.com is where they will be turning in their formal assignments, so they will need to check, or they will need to sign up for our class on Turnitin.com. And I'm going to have your class codes in the following slides. Please be sure to pause the video and copy down the codes for your students' class. These are the codes for technology for the class for English 10P. If your student is in English 10P, please pause the video now and be sure to carefully copy down the codes for the technology needed for this class. These are the codes for the technology needed for English 12P. If your student is in English 12P, please pause the video at this time and carefully copy down the technology codes for this class for English 12P. These are the technology codes for English 12. So if your student is in English 12, please pause the video at this time and carefully copy down the codes for this course. Thank you very much for your time and for your attention. I look forward to having a wonderful year with your student in English class. Please feel free to review this video at any time. Be sure you copy down my email address and email me with any questions, comments, or concerns that you or your student have with English. Thank you very much, and I wish you and your family a wonderful year.